Hello and welcome. This is my friend Joaquin's house. He has lent me his house for this project because he has good lighting and also camera editing software. So today's topic is buchime, the Korean pancake. Now, the first thing that we have to discuss is the ingredients. So I decided to make a scallion pancake because I really like onions. So the first thing we have is a bunch of green onions. We have 1 large egg, 4 ounces of shrimp, 1 to 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 70 grams of cake flour, and also half a tablespoon of sea salt, along with a cup of cold water. Now, my mistake was that I didn't have cake flour, so I had to use regular flour. In that case, we had to use 3/4 all-purpose flour and then 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now, as mentioned before in my intro, I did make some mistakes. Substitution of the cake flour for the regular flour made it a lot more thick, and it didn't really come out with the result that I wanted. Another issue was that my pan was not as large as it should be. So in the end, the result was that it was somewhat large, not thin and crispy like it should have been. Alright, so now it's time for a history lesson. Now, one thing that I thought of when I was starting this project was that every project on the Korean pancake was going to have the same history, and you're going to have to listen to that over and over and over. So I decided that instead of looking into the actual history, I would try to come up with my own idea of how it came to be and how it rose to prominence. When figuring out the origins of the Korean pancake, the first link I tried to connect was what's similar to it, and I thought of okonomiyaki, which comes from Japan, more specifically Osaka. So in Osaka, the okonomiyaki came from a time of poverty, as the ingredients are very cheap, easy to put together, and easy to make. So I think that perhaps the Korean pancake also had kind of a similar start. Maybe it was in a time of poverty, and maybe it was just really all the ingredients they really had at the time. They put it together, and there's many different ways to make it as well, which is the same as the okonomiyaki. Now, if I had to pick a place within Korea for the Korean pancake to originate, I would have to say Busan. So Busan runs some parallels between Osaka, both being port cities, the second largest in their respective countries, and then also being somewhat blue collar. Now, I even saw those parallels because I was able to spend time in both cities, which ties in with my personal story. So, as I said before, I had spent time in both Busan and Osaka, both in different capacities. In Osaka, I was working at a hostel, and in Busan, I was working at an English cafe. Now, one thing that those two places had in common was that, unknown to me and then one of my fellow coworkers, is that after working with her in Osaka, we ended up ending up in the same place in Busan, unplanned. So the first night she was there, we went out to go have a dinner, and the meal that I had was a Korean pancake. So that was my first time having a Korean pancake, and one of the main reasons why I chose it was when I was looking at the menu, I really didn't want something spicy, and the Korean pancake fit that. It also featured seafood and onions, two things that I really like. So after having that, it will always remind me of that time, being able to meet up with a friend again after a few months, by chance being in the same place. Now, as for contemporary Korean culture, I feel that the part that the Korean pancake plays is one of a soul food, like a comfort food. One that you can eat on a cold, rainy day, or one that you can have when you're out drinking with your friends. So, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and in the meantime, I think I'm going to go make another one for myself.